Hi, my name is Christy Yamamoto and I'm part of Officer Du. I've been playing for 3 years, so yeah, this year makes my third. Learning Sunshine and performing, it definitely makes me feel closer to my culture. The songs that we sing, I think some of them are in Uchinaguchi and of course some are in Japanese. I mean, I might not know the full meanings behind the song, but I do feel closer with my culture. I think I want to try to convey to the audience or just anyone listening how, I guess, beautiful Okinawan culture is and how much emotion and storytelling that Okinawan songs what am I trying to say? Okinawan songs, I guess, portray.
My name is Brianne Yamada Nitahara, and I'm a part of Afusoryu Choitikai. Growing up, I think just knowing Sanshin is just the foundation of so much of this Okinawan culture, right? Just the kachashi, the music, the energy. But it was this group in particular that drew me in because really of the family atmosphere. And so I was touched really early on by the sense of community and the people that I some call my second parents, my second set of siblings, and these are truly some of my best friends in the Okinawan community. So for me, it was a challenge to really refine what I've been learning over the last few years and really get serious about this cultural art. I think that there's so much going around in our lives, but in this past year, all of us really dedicating ourselves to learning the dozens of songs, coming together, supporting each other and practicing was the true challenge. As a community, this women's concert really is, I think, the first statement, whether it's just in Hawaii, because Sanshin is typically a very male-heavy art form, and as women we're the auxiliary or just the added parts of the performance. And so for us to be at the forefront is a huge statement, knowing that we have the talent here, we have the dedication, and we really have the passion to cultivate this culture here in Hawaii. And so I'm just so proud to be a part of this movement to put women on the map in terms of Sanshin and koten music.
My name is Jody Chiami Ching, and I've been playing off and on since 1997. It really is a wonderful feeling, and I think the theme of Yui. So Yui is the Yui part of Yui Maru, which is kind of the community and everybody working together. And what I learned doing this concert is the kanji of Yui. The left side means thread or string, and the right side means fortune. So by having these connections with one another, it's the connections are what blesses our whole community. Older son. The younger one is 19 yesterday. We're getting older. Do you need to see where you're sitting?
Who is behind me?
Oh, you're next. I'm next to you. Today, I also was reflecting about in '97 we had a big recital at the Blaisdell Center, and at that time I had been only playing a couple months and didn't really know what I was doing at the recital, but everyone was just so encouraging, and our school, our sensei always had one of the mantras was yareba dekiru, and literally it sounds like it means if you try you can do it. But over the years I realized they kept, every time we said that, it was more you got this, right? I think about that now, 20 plus years later. I see people around me that have been taking for a few months, or those of us who have been playing for 20, 30 years. And we're trying to encourage each other. And I see that expression of yareba dekiru all around, where people are nervous, especially the newer people, but we're all like, you got this, right? You've been practicing all year long and your sensei have been teaching you all this time, and they got us ready for this event.
So from now, we have till 10 before we're gonna pick up this other bench. So maybe at this point, now that we got this set up, we can start moving in rises and see how, where they're gonna be placed, and then we can kind of see the depth on it. So my name is Wes Wania, and I'm the stage manager for this first Fusuriu women's recital. And then I don't know, maybe, is there another white mark over there? That would be kind of good that you're like, wow, somebody actually did it already. For me, it's exciting that it's come to this point. I think it has to go back to, when I first started learning, from Sanda Sensei or Masandu Sensei, there were a handful of students, and I believe he had that vision at that time that he really wanted to create something, large and something that can make a really big impact in preserving the culture, and then especially for him, the music here. It stems from him, and then his students. From that point, a lot of them were male. I mean, when I started to take, there was maybe 1 or 2 women taking. So over time, I think the club really grew large, and for sure after Masandu Sensei started to be taught by Choichi Sensei, now it's growing even larger. And the women were always part of the group. It's just traditionally, it was always the men that always performed. Jikata was always a man's thing. Males did that only. And yet there were so many talented women in our group. I mean, singers and players. So this is such a great vision that now, from Masandu Sensei's vision with the women leaders in this in our group, with Jun Sensei and Chikaku Sensei and Melissa Sensei. Now the women can kind of carry on also this Jikata tradition. So it's really exciting. It's really exciting to see. They always work so hard, and they're always in the background. And now we get to feature them, or they get to be featured. So it's really exciting to see. So then, that once they end that Yuratikubushi, the curtain is gonna close, and they're gonna be continuing to play the Utamochi. Is gonna close. And then Sean Sensei, if you look at the comments, he needs to kind of come in behind the closing curtain, and then he's going to signal to the players when to stop. It's really that Okinawan spirit that is displayed when these kinds of things occur. I mean, we have so many men of the group that we said, hey, the women are going to do this, so can you help? And there was nobody that didn't step up. Everybody says, yeah, what can we do? What can we help with? And they got some background in this, they got background in this. And so it's really inspiring to kind of see the men step up and support the women.
Hanae Gushken Higa. I'm student of Masandu Sensei and Chikako Sensei. I was born and raised in Okinawa, but growing up in Okinawa, you always try to be like Japanese, or like you're interested in other culture, like American culture. I was doing street dancing, but nothing Okinawan culture. After I met so many Okinawan people here, I got so inspired to be Uchinanchu. You guys made me Uchinanchu. The Okinawan people in Hawaii made me Uchinanchu. So after I started learning Sanshin, I brought my Sanshin to Kumejima, where my grandpa lives. And I never play Sanshin for him, but I brought my Sanshin and played for him. He was 98 years old at that time. Now he's 104 years old. But I always thought he's a quiet guy, scary person. I never even tried to make conversation with him. But this Sanshin, when I play Sanshin for him for the first time, he looked at my eyes and started sharing his story, his childhood, which nobody heard before. So this Sanshin really connected me and grandpa.
I think it's just like, you know, my dad being like a sensei and just growing up and hearing or like going to his, I guess like performances and just like being around like Okinawan culture throughout my whole life. So I just grew up loving Okinawan culture and just like Okinawan music. Yeah, I think him being my sensei, I think it kind of grew us closer. Yeah, and just like, I don't know, now that I'm learning Sanshing and like taking after my dad, it's really great to be a part of. So.
I'm very proud to be a part of this Okinawan community, and I think we can all agree that one of the foundational things to be proud of as Okinawan is like genuine hard work. And in this Okinawan Association, I feel that really nothing great comes without hard work. Whether it's our Okinawan Festival, and this Sanshin recital is just another example of that. You know, practicing for the last year, we really had to think outside of the box and work extremely hard. And so this is an example to many of our members and to our community that with dedication and hard work, you can challenge the norms and you can do something truly amazing to be able to perpetuate our culture here in Hawaii, and to keep this mindset of knowing that hard work and dedication is really what's going to keep the culture alive here in Hawaii.